Welcome back to Laughing in the Dark, the podcast where I hang out in haunted places with comedians. I'm your host, Sara Jones. For this episode, I hung out with Portland comic Alex Falcone. Alex Falcone won Portland's Funniest Person in 2018. He also appeared on the IFC show Portlandia a handful of times and has performed at numerous comedy festivals including Bridgetown, Bumbershoot, Sketchfest, and the Brooklyn Comedy Festival. His writing has been quoted in Rolling Stone, VOX, Boing Boing, and has been featured on the front page of Reddit. In 2017, he published his debut novel, a young adult romance novel called Unwrap My Heart, about a girl who falls in love with a sexy mummy. Publishers Weekly called it unfortunate. Once, the popular Portland ice cream shop Salt and Straw named an ice cream flavor after him. And it was pretty good if you ask him. Alex and I hung out at the very haunted Fort Vancouver in Vancouver, Washington. If you'd like, check out the Instagram for pictures that go along with this episode. You can find us with the handle @LitDarkPodcast. That's at LITDARK Podcast. Here's the episode. I hope you love it.
All right. Well, this is nice.
So this mostly just looks like a park.
Yeah, we can, I'm thinking, ooh, there's a little veranda over there.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit in there and I'll tell you a story
Sure.
and then we can just kind of walk around the whole
Okay.
little town here, basically.
Yeah.
All these houses are of interest.
Okay. I mean, that looks like just a bunch of kids sitting on a porch.
No, those
You
are
see
dead
that too,
kids.
right? Yeah.
I see them, but they're looking right through us.
That's the twist of your podcast, is that you were dead the whole time.
Oh my god, yeah.
Classic.
That would be the best.
You did do a good job of making it spooky as fuck out here. Look at this. Smoke?
Oh yeah. I set all the forest fires
You
just
did.
to make
Just for
this
ambiance.
episode.
Yeah. There was like the sun was like blood red. That was a good
I
effect.
saw that. It's been like that lately
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
all the smoke. It's really pretty.
You did good work with that.
Thank you. It's not as bad as last year. The fires were really bad.
Yeah.
All the ash.
Yeah. So far, this looks like you're taking me to play Haunted Frisbee.
Oh, that'd be fun. Let's do that instead.
It's just a very nice park. Seems fine.
For now.
This is where the haunted marching band plays.
Mm-hmm. So, for listeners, we're in the middle of a park. It is almost 8 p.m. The sun's starting to go down.
The spookiest hour.
Yeah, the spooky, right after 3 a.m. This is 8 p.m. And we're on this little, is this a veranda? Is that what this is?
No,
No, it's not. Those
it's
goes around a house.
Yeah, verandas, yeah, in a house. This is, but I can't remember what it's called. Gazebo.
It's a gazebo. We're in a gazebo.
In a nice, like, empty gazebo.
Yeah.
That could be haunted-y.
Yeah, it's probably haunted. Okay, great. So, I'm thinking I'm going to tell the story.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of walk around this neighborhood and check out some of the houses and...
Sounds good. Am I
some
too
of the
far away
stuff.
from you, or is this all right?
No, it's fine.
Great.
Okay, so before we get started, the sources for this episode, I used hauntedhouses.com.
Oh,
Very reliable.
future sponsor.
Eateryatthegranthouse.com. One of the blogs, the Columbian has like blogs online. One of the blogs by Sue Vorenberg. AmericanHaunts.blogspot.com. A book called Haunted Washington, Uncanny Tales and Spooky Spots from the Upper Left-Hand Corner of the United States by Adam Woog, who had to use the longest title for his book.
It's very long.
The OregonEncyclopedia.org.
You read this many different things?
Yes.
Okay.
Haunted Places, the National Directory by Dennis William Hawke.
A lot of podcast people just like get together and talk. They don't read this much first.
Yeah, oh no, I'm very thorough. GhostsandCritters.com, The Columbian, and ClarkCountyLive.com.
This episode is brought to you by GhostsandCritters.com. When you're spending too much on shipping your ghosts and critters separately, go to GhostsandCritters.com.
Yeah, I
and
wonder
we'll combine...
what critters are enough to like, or if it's just all critters.
Yeah,
I
if
like
it,
both of those things.
it's like ghosts, but also like squirrels. It's like really cute forest animals.
Yeah, baby raccoons.
And plasma monsters.
And ghosts. Great. So we are at the Fort Vancouver National Historic Site. It can be found right in the heart of downtown Vancouver, Washington. The site was named for a British explorer named Captain George Vancouver, who mapped a generous portion of the Pacific Northwest.
Generous portion. Sounds like he was being greedy with it. He was like, no, I want all of the Southwest.
But it's generous. Isn't it the opposite
I
of
guess.
greedy?
No, but if I have a generous piece of cake, I guess it's not like.
Oh yeah. Generous for yourself.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, he did put his name on a bunch of stuff. At least 2 cities.
Yeah.
That's like in this fort. That's really 3. It's not that bad. You know what? You're fine, Mr. Vancouver.
George Vancouver.
Captain Vancouver?
Captain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this whole area of Fort Vancouver spans 366 acres and includes Officers Row, which I think is right here.
Oh, okay.
These
So yes, so like old mansions with let's call them verandas around the front.
Yes, in fact, that's actually in my notes. That's where that word came from in my head. Yeah. So Officers Row, the Vancouver Barracks, Pearson Field, which must be where we are right now.
Sure.
And Fort Vancouver,
which is the fort.
Yeah,
it's just a pile of pillows with a bunch of kids in it.
Yes. Oh, that'd be great. It is of great historical significance to the Pacific Northwest because it was the first real settlement in the area.
If you don't count all the people who lived here for thousands of years before it.
Yes. I said real settlement. Just kidding.
Oh, that's important.
Civilized.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So much of the original fort has been burnt down and rebuilt. Over 1.5 million artifacts have been uncovered here in archaeological excavations over 50 years.
For example?
Didn't look into any of them.
You 27 sources and you didn't go like, I wonder what artifact. There's a million of them.
1.5 million.
I don't know. I just take a single example.
No idea. Probably like a plate.
Okay, maybe. Sure. A million things, including at least one plate.
There's there's got to be a plate.
I'm sure there's a plate. You're right.
Many dark corners of this National Historic Site are said to be haunted.
Presumably by the people that Captain Vancouver murdered so that he could call this the first settlement?
Probably, yeah. Probably a good portion of them. This fort was originally established by the British as a trading post. The British-owned Hudson Bay Company moved their fur trading here, which became fundamental in developing Vancouver as a diverse and growing community. You're going to love this part. This attracted French Canadians, Hawaiians, Scots, and members of over 30 different American Indian tribes.
It's very diverse.
So we mentioned them.
Yeah, you did. And not just as derogatorily, not just as people who get murdered.
No, I mean well.
So the whole thing, I know you got a great story to get to, and I don't want to spend all this time up talking about hats, but isn't this crazy that all of this exists because people liked hats made out of beavers? That's the only reason any of us are here. This is all here because they were like, wow, these are otters, I guess. Like, otters make real fun hats, and so they came here.
Hats out of otters?
That's what the fur trading was for.
Really?
They made hats. Yeah, you'd go here, you'd kill an otter, and that's why there's not very many otters left. We kill an otter or a beaver.
There's a shitload of nutria here, though, right?
Yeah, they don't make good hats.
Oh.
But you'd kill an otter, and then you'd make a hat out of it, and you'd sell it for like $1,000 in China.
Didn't they make coats or anything out of them?
I feel like otter was mostly hats, but
really, I didn't even know they made otter hats.
All of this finery around us, all those plates, those million plates, those were paid for. 1.5 million plates. Paid for by people who wore otters as hats. And that's crazy.
Yeah. The moment of silence for the otters that died for us.
Oh man, if this was haunted by
died for our
otters,
sins.
no,
Oh my God, cutest
the
haunting.
cutest ghosts. Oh, they're just like swimming around, holding hands, but like swimming through walls.
Batting little balls.
Oh, guys,
They're so cute.
they are. Don't Google what they do in their off hours.
Wait, what?
Don't.
What do they do?
Look, if you look for human consent style relationships in the animal kingdom, you will not find it. Otters are notorious for raping each other and other.
I thought you meant raping humans.
No, not humans, but they'll capture baby seals and like murder them and then have sex with their bodies. I said don't Google it, and here you are asking me.
Fucking metal.
It is.
I didn't even know.
If by metal you mean horrifying, sure.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, definitely, they're horrifying.
That's crazy. That's like ducks are
Yeah.
actually like they
Ducks
have
are
like
horrible, too.
barbed dicks
Yeah.
and they just
true.
rape each other.
Very true.
Yeah. I didn't know otters were that crazy.
Well, what I have read is that one of the reasons why otters are so fucked up is because when the fur traders came over here to make hats, they killed exclusively female otters because they had softer fur or whatever, and so the gender balance got way off, and so the male otters started behaving in much more barbarous ways towards other otters. Anyway, this is and seals and. Yeah, anyway, this is what I've read.
So we did
I
this
told
to
you
the
not to
otters.
Google it, and here we are talking about it.
No, it's great. This is very informational. So we are the reason the otters are rapists.
That's the
our
theory.
fault.
Yeah. It's hard to say for sure, but that's the
Baby
theory.
seals get into that.
There's just not enough otters around, so they like go looking for things they can capture,
Yeah.
and then they do terrible things. I did. I shot a video where I went and hung out at the zoo and talked to zookeepers for a while, and one of the things that the otter person.
Almost fell.
You almost fell off your veranda.
Yeah.
One of the things the otter people told me is that they got a younger otter, and the older male otters would like force the young male otter to perform sex acts for it. Otters
otter
are
blowjobs?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I thought humans were the only people who like did blowjobs, except for like bonobos, maybe.
Well, certainly bonobos, but like we're not even the only animal that does prostitution. Like we're not unique in any way.
Wait, really? Like for food or something?
Yeah, penguins do it for shiny rocks. They do it. All right, look. I know you didn't bring me on here as an animal fact expert, but I really like sad animal facts.
I would probably do some sick things for some shiny rocks too.
So what it is like when they're building nests, they have to it's smooth, not shiny, but very smooth rocks to build their nests out of,
Yes.
and they have to walk these long distances to get the little rocks and bring them back. And sometimes there'll be a male penguin that has rocks already, and the female penguin would stop and have sex with that male penguin, and then take some of his smooth rocks and go back a shorter distance.
Gets his rocks off.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my
Penguins
God,
do
that's
prostitution.
The best thing I've ever heard.
I just like sad animal facts.
I love sad animal facts. This is the best. Fuck this haunted place. Tell me everything you know about sad animal facts. That's the best thing.
Dolphins do have sex with people against their will.
Really?
Dolphins will assault swimmers, yeah, for sure.
Really?
There's also, do you ever read that story about the scientist who lived with a dolphin for a while and she would give it hand jobs?
What?
There was the scientist who was studying dolphin behavior, and so she like sealed her apartment, like all the cracks in it, filled it with water up to like waist height, and then had a dolphin live with her for a while, and she would have sex with the dolphin.
What?
And she said, everybody asked her about it in interviews, and she's like, I'm a legitimate scientist. It's just that if I didn't give him a hand job, he would get in the way. No, she was like, it was all business for her. She was just like, he won't focus on the science if he's too horny, and so we have to. Anyway, I feel bad being the set, because now these are just like sex animal facts, which is less fun.
Well, no, they're extremely fun.
I don't want to have a reputation.
Oh, please.
I'm running out of facts, though.
Okay.
I'll think of more. I should be sprinkling these throughout the show.
Yes, you
This should be a
definitely
spice
should.
as opposed to the whole soup.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sprinkle those in when necessary, and even when not necessary. If they just occur to you, just say them because they're very important to
All
me.
right. Actually, let me do a quick happy animal fact, or
Okay,
I guess kind of happy.
Okay.
The reason dogs like to have their bellies scratched is
Okay.
because they can't reach.
Well, that makes sense.
It does, but you never thought about it probably. You're like, their elbows, their like leg elbows don't bend, their knees is what those are called, leg elbows. Their knees don't bend in the right way, so they can't scratch their own tummies, and so they need you to do it. And that's why, like, imagine if there's a part of your body you could never reach, and then all of a sudden someone scratched it.
Don't touch me there.
Yeah, because they can do whatever. they got better limbs. The best part of that for me was that I could not remember that knees aren't called leg elbows.
Knees.
They're called knees.
The worst is that I was like, guess that makes sense.
Sure, yeah, leg elbows. You didn't even say anything about it.
I was like, yeah, the elbows of the legs. There's no name for them.
All right, you go back to reading a ghost story. I'm going to write this down for later, the time I forgot what knees are called.
Okay, great. Yeah, very diverse. So
Yes.
ships would dock at the fort and come in to trade furs and to barter and exchange goods. The fort had over 40 buildings at the time, including housing, warehouses, a school, a library, a pharmacy, a chapel, and a blacksmith. In 1846, the United States government signed a treaty with Great Britain establishing...
Sorry, I should have done this faster, but that already sounds like a more happening place than current Vancouver.
Oh, all of it?
Yeah, I was like, that sounds like a pretty cool city. That sounds cooler than the current Vancouver we're actually in.
We're like, well, now it's just like trailer homes.
There's like, I don't know if that one round hotel is nice, but that's about it.
Yeah.
To look at. There's like a Hooters is like the anchor of the city. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, great. Okay, in 1846, the United States government signed a treaty with Great Britain establishing an international boundary here. This allowed Americans to build their Army Fort Vancouver directly across from Hudson Bay Company's fort, which is British owned. Fort Vancouver was an Army and military administrative headquarters for 150 years, defining the border of the United States. The Vancouver barracks served to defend the Oregon Territory and offered protection for settlers coming west on the Oregon Trail. This army post was active during the Indian Wars.
Oh, is this in the game Oregon Trail? Did you get to Fort Van? Is that the end of it? Is Fort Vancouver? I think.
Is it really?
I think so. I think you go down the river and you end up in Fort Vancouver.
Did
you have to play that?
I did.
It's been a while.
In Michigan, we called it the Oregon Trail.
Oh no, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Is that? Oh
yeah,
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
One of my best friends came to visit one time, and he said Oregon, and I would correct him. I was like, it's Oregon. And he goes, no, it's Oregon. And I was like, dude, I fucking live here. It's Oregon. And he goes, yeah, but we didn't play the Oregon Trail. We played the Oregon Trail. And I was like, yeah, we were wrong.
Yeah, you guys were just wrong as a group.
Everything we knew was wrong. It's the Oregon Trail, I'm telling you.
Oh, man. I'm going to call it the Oregon Trail sometime now and just make everybody mad.
Yeah, I got that for a year. And then I kept trying to say it correctly and fucking it up. And then I started saying Oregon, and people were like,
Oregon, yeah, it's a separate thing. But now you're wrong in a way no one else is.
Yeah.
You're just weird wrong.
Yeah, because I saw like people had those bumper stickers that said O-R-E and then a picture of a gun.
Yeah.
So I would say Oregon, thinking that's how you're supposed to say
closer.
it. And then it's been 7 years, so I know how to say
Oregon. So you're caught up now, yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in Nevada and not Nevada, which is what people say wrong all the time.
I sometimes call it Nevada.
Well, you should stop.
Okay. I never know which one it's supposed to be.
Nevada's the right one.
No one ever says Michigan wrong. Just Michigan.
Is that good or bad? I think it's probably nice. It's to not have to correct people because I'm annoyed by it. But on the other hand, it's like kind of cool to be like, no, you obviously have never been to Oregon.
It's Cooch Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, that one's separate. So Cooch Street is different.
Yeah.
Because Cooch Street is named after Captain Couch. Like his name was pronounced Couch, and then this is what I have heard. And then Captain Couch was like one of the famous people who went, but it turned out to be a real piece of shit. And so they were like, we don't want to honor him anymore. So they changed the pronunciation because it was cheaper than changing the signs. So they pronounce it Cooch. It's spelled Couch because it's named Couch, but they didn't want to. Yeah, that face you're making is not helpful for a podcast, but it is the right reaction.
There's no way that's true.
That's what I've heard. It was like the 50s or 60s, and they were like, we got to stop calling it that because that guy sucked.
Was it slang for pussy then?
A fair question. I don't know. I was not cool in the 60s.
What if it became slang after they named him?
They were like, oh, that's the street where you go to get cooch.
Well, that makes him sound cool. Like
when I first visited,
Cooch?
Yeah, Captain Couch. Captain Cooch would be, you get made fun of for sure. When I first moved here, somebody told me that, and I was like, you're just trying to, that's a joke that you're playing on me
Yeah.
to get me to say that to a bus driver, and then they're going to laugh. That's it.
Yeah.
And I wish that's what it was. I wish we just decided as a city, this is our group prank. That
Yeah.
anytime someone comes here, we say it's couch, or we say it's cooch, but it's not.
Yeah.
Just to make people embarrassed if
Say
they
it
say
and
it on
be
a bus.
embarrassed. Yeah.
I need to get off on Cooch Street, and they'd be like, what, you weirdo?
Yeah. Yeah. But no. And I think the first time someone corrected me, I was just like, you're full of shit.
Yeah, it seems like a
I
lie.
can read.
When if you go to San Antonio, and you're like, I'm thinking about going to the Alamo,
Yeah.
everybody says, oh, make sure you ask about the basement. And there is no basement. It's just a fun prank that everyone in San Antonio has agreed to play. Seriously, and if you go to the Alamo and you say, hey, people keep jokingly telling me I should look for the basement, and they're like, yeah, we get 1,000 questions a day about the basement. It's just such a good prank. The whole city is in on it. And
That's amazing.
Isn't that great? I wish we had that same prank.
Yeah,
So we should pick a
Portland needs
different
that.
street and try to get people to mispronounce it.
Like what? There's a lot of streets that are just like in every city, like Martin Luther King and.
Well, here it's Martin Luther King. I don't know. We'll think of something. It has to be. What's good about Cooch is that it sounds dirty. So we have to think of another street and say, no, we actually pronounce it this dirty way.
On the drive back, we'll have to take a look.
Yeah. I'll
streets
keep an
and
eye
see.
out.
Now I'm trying to think of Fuller.
Yeah. We'll get one.
We'll get one.
Listeners, write in and tell us what street we should mispronounce.
That would be great. Awesome. Oh, so this army post was active during the Indian Wars, the Philippines, and both World Wars. It closed as an active military post in 2011.
Whoa, really? That recently?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I think that part is down there, like when we were driving up.
Uh-huh.
Because you can see, like, where... Or maybe it's down that way, even.
I mean, these barracks look like they could be apartments or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
And these officers' houses sure look nice.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to those.
Yeah.
The abandoned hospital at the fort
Now we're talking.
Yeah, for some time, used by SWAT teams as training grounds.
Oh.
The hospital is said to be especially haunted.
Yeah, specially haunted.
Yeah, this comes as no surprise.
Not lightly haunted. This is where the
No.
haunting is like, it gets real.
Major hauntings.
Yeah,
Considering at the time, medicine was not nearly as advanced as it is today.
sure.
To put it into perspective, surgeons rarely washed up before surgery. And if there seemed to be no other solution to a broken bone or an infection, limbs would often just be
cut
hacked
off.
right the fuck off. They just cut them off.
Can you imagine a doctor walking in and not washing his hands?
Oh, God.
Just like how horrifying that would be if you he's walking in and like eating a hamburger and just like
Smoking
brushes
a
it off or
cigarette
so.
'cause
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
Well, I guess it's the late 1800s. I don't know. But yeah.
You don't think they smoked cigarettes? You think we just
They
came up with
probably
that recently?
I
mean, they had to roll them themselves with like a banana
leaf.
leaf, but yeah, like slavery was for tobacco. You think that was?
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I didn't look into this. I don't know. But
You're
yeah,
very
seriously,
you're very
dirty.
specific on your research.
I just focus on the ghosts
Yeah,
mainly. But yeah, they're covered in dirt. They're not cleaning themselves.
Oh man.
Back
gross.
when they like didn't know what the flu was, they're
Yeah.
like, it's consumption. You're gonna die. Like,
Man,
yeah.
that's gross.
And then they just
so
cut
all of
off
these ghosts
limbs.
are just like their unfinished business is they just want to punch a dirty doctor. Like, I
Probably.
got to get you back for
But they don't have
sticking
a
your
limb.
gross ass hands in my arm and
Yeah.
giving me diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then cutting the limb off when they didn't know what to do about the disease.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there aren't a lot of photos from the time, but like, I haven't seen drawings either. It was like half the people walking around with missing limbs. Was there just like a shit ton
Well,
of
this
people?
was also like a military base, so
Right.
like a lot of them probably had tied off
Yeah.
pant legs and shit.
Or wooden legs?
Wooden
like pirates?
legs you see
Sure.
a lot of,
Yeah.
sure. So there have been reports of very aggressive spirits chasing people out of the basement of the abandoned hospital.
Well, who was in the basement of an abandoned hospital?
Well, probably people trying to check it out.
Could be security guards chasing you out. They shouldn't be in there.
I want to go down there. This is where the collection of blood for surgery and the morgue was once kept.
Ah. Why would ghosts hang around a morgue?
I don't know.
That
I
seems
never
like-
really got that either.
It's like, this seems like the least happening place here.
Yeah, but maybe like people have that idea of like this is where my body was
So they don't want to leave it?
or last was maybe,
Oh.
but before it was buried.
Yeah, that doesn't. Let's go back. We won't talk to the doctor. We won't go to the hospital. We won't go to the barracks where the frat boys are hanging out.
Yeah.
No, I really want to haunt the basement of an abandoned hospital.
Yeah.
I guess you don't choose. Do you choose?
Maybe you don't choose.
That would suck. You just get assigned to a shitty basement.
You get the morgue.
Aw, damn it.
Yeah, it's like your personal hell. Mine, I've talked about this before, but my personal hell definitely would be the mall. I could not be. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
busy.
Man. I would go to the mall right now. I love a mall. Yeah.
Why?
That's where all the clothes are.
All the fluorescent lighting and the
a good mall has better lighting.
People.
Yeah, lost people at an airport. Do you hate that too?
Oh, yeah. Of course I do.
Okay.
I hate it when people are like in front of me and they walk really slow.
Well, look, I got terrible news for you. Afterlife is very crowded. A lot of people have died.
Yeah.
If you want a place with just a lot of people, everyone who's died, that's where it is. That's where they all are.
Well, hopefully there's enough space.
A mall is so great. It's got a variety of food options.
No.
It's air conditioned.
No.
I mostly just like shopping for clothes. This mall has some good options there.
We have the internet now.
Yeah, but you can't try on the internet. You gotta put it on because not every.
Then you have to talk to people.
I don't love talking to people.
And then they knock on your fitting room and they're like, "Everything going okay in there?" And you're like, "Fuck off."
I don't care for that. You're right. I did. I was at the mall a few months ago. And I was at a hat store, and I was thinking about buying a hat, and the guy asked if he could help me too many times, and so I left. Yeah. So I would have bought a hat if he had been more chill. So I get that. I'm not super sociable, but a mall just has good stuff.
Yeah, I just don't like it at all.
Now I want to think about what my personal hell would be. Not out loud. I'm going to think about it.
I'm curious to know what you come up with. Yeah. If you love the mall, I can't imagine.
Yeah, mall's great.
Maybe your personal hell would be somewhere I would actually really love.
Yeah, what's your favorite place to hang out?
My room.
No, well, it wouldn't be hell, but it'd be real awkward. It's like when you die, you go to some stranger lady's room.
My room.
I'm just haunting this lady's room.
This is weird. No, my favorite place to hang out. I don't even know. Probably a bad sign that I was so quick to say my least favorite place.
Yeah.
I like being outside. I like hiking.
Yeah.
I would say hiking.
I used to be more anti-hiking, and now it's fine.
Yeah, I like hiking.
When I was in worse shape, hiking sucked more, but now it's I'm just going for a walk. That's fine.
Yeah, being in the woods is probably one of my favorite places to be.
The woods
or by
is fine.
A pond or the beach.
Yeah, the beach is fine. Yeah, all these things are good. I like a beach.
Yeah.
Do you like an Oregon beach where you have to wear a coat?
No.
Oh, okay. You like a sunny LA beach?
Yes. Yeah, I like the beach. Although I like going to the coast and finding little crabs.
Yeah, tiny crabs.
Yeah, that's fun.
I like it. I like a beach where you wear a jacket and you fly a kite and there's a couple of dogs around. That's a fun beach.
Yeah, I guess that sounds kind of nice. The thing I've just noticed about Oregon beaches is the sand isn't warm and inviting. Like in Michigan, you go to Lake Michigan and it's all sand dunes and it's great.
And garbage and pollution?
No, I mean, not that bad. It's actually, really nice.
I've never been to Michigan, so I don't know anything about it.
We get that a lot. Yeah, okay, so often loud, hysterical screams can be heard in the hospital when nobody else is there. There was even a claim that on the third floor, which was once the mental ward, loose papers will shuffle around, then somehow, in a surreal dance, float to the ceiling.
Oh, that would be cool.
I thought that would be cool to see.
It would also be weird because, first of all, a lot of haunted, supposedly, mental hospitals, which is more like our stigmatizing of mental illness. Yeah. But then second of all, it wasn't about that. That's what I thought you were about to say. But then you were talking about, it was just paperwork. It was just haunted secretary.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, floating to the ceiling, I really like. I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, people ghosts knock papers over, but to put them on the ceiling.
But to slowly let them float up, that would be so cool. It would look like magic. I
mean, it would be pretty literally magic, yeah.
Yeah, well...
That's why it would look like that.
Yeah. But the trick is you have a ghost carrying it all the way up. You gotta know. You gotta be looking.
All the best magicians, yeah. David Copperfield used ghosts. It really does make it. Penn and Teller have a lot of ghosts. There's 1,000 ghosts that are working for them.
Yeah.
Because they got assigned to the Penn and Teller Theater. Now you're a magic assistant.
It could be worse.
What are you gonna do?
The morgue.
Totally, or the mall.
Oh God, way worse than the morgue.
I mean, if you're at the mall and you're not shopping, I guess what it is torture is like being at the mall and poor.
Oh, well,
where you're like you can look at stuff and you can't buy anything. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, once I'm rich, I'll probably still fucking hate them all. Cause like I don't like the lighting. I have really light eyes.
Sure.
So like bright fluorescent light really bothers my eyes.
Well,
anyway.
then just wear sunglasses inside, and everyone will just think you're cool.
No, they won't.
They'll think you're very cool because you're wearing them inside. Lamos wear them outside. Cool people need sunglasses inside.
Yeah. Well, they won't even be looking at me because they're all looking down on their phones and like yelling at their shitty kids and like everyone's in your way.
You sound like you're 1,000 years old.
I know. And then like people at kiosks are like, here, let me straighten your hair. And you're like, just leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I get so anxious at the mall. Like I cannot handle it.
Yeah, I mean, those things are bad things about the mall. Yeah. The plus sides, you can buy stuff there.
No, I can't.
Well, you can't. I mean, you could. A lot of the mall stores are way cheaper than you think they're going to be.
Really?
Yeah. Not the good ones, but the bad ones. There's just more garbage there than you think, so you can afford the garbage. Go to Forever 21. They're like, this shirt costs 12 cents.
Yeah, I know.
It'll fall apart before you finish the day.
Online. Like that's what I normally do.
Oh, I like to try things on.
Yeah.
It makes me too nervous. Also, I always get embarrassed to return it. And so if I buy something, I'm like, no, I'll just return it if I don't like it. And then I'll just never do that.
On Amazon, if you buy something and you want to return it, all you do is you bring it into like a plaid pantry and you put it in a locker. You print off a receipt that you want to return it. And you go into the plaid pantry, you put it in a locker with a receipt. Have you done that?
No, it doesn't sound that bad.
It's so easy.
I just am so embarrassed to return things that I never do. I would just keep it forever.
See? Sometimes I do that too, though. Only because I'm lazy, not because I'm embarrassed. I'm just like, well, I'll put this in my drawer in case one day I want to wear this.
I feel like I sound more chill than I am because I don't hate them all. And in real life, I hate so many things. It's just for some reason, I can't think of any right now.
Really? I hate a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I hate ketchup. I hate mayonnaise.
Oh. It just means that, you're a real picky eater. I noticed that when we had tacos earlier.
Yep, I am.
You just I mean, that's fine because that's not hurting me. You're just depriving yourself of the joys in the world.
Yeah, I know that's weird.
Oh, we both don't like spiders.
Hate spiders.
I don't like any bugs.
Spiders especially.
But spiders especially.
The worst.
Well, it's funny. I don't even hate spiders as much as I just hate spider webs. It's like I'm not even scared of the thing. If I see its house, I get scared.
No.
I mean, I don't like the spider either, but if I just a piece of spider web touches my arm, I freak out.
Yeah,
and that's not even a spider; it's just his house.
The worst is when you think it's in your hair.
Yeah. Oh, I hope half the people listening just freaked out about that.
I have good news though, because one time I couldn't fall asleep, and I was thinking about how people say that you swallow however many spiders in your sleep. One time I couldn't fall asleep, so I was thinking about that, and I looked it up, and that's not fucking true.
No, it's definitely not true.
I mean,
there's one guy who's swallowing a lot of spiders and is throwing off the average. But no, that's not even close to true.
Yeah. That's just not. And then I read about it. I read about it on Snopes or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, think about this.
Yeah,
if you had something crawling in your mouth, you would know.
Yeah. Although, do you want to, I guess this is not going to bug you, but here's a sad animal fact for other people, which is every spider that you've ever put a cup over and gently let outside died outside.
How do you know that?
Because they're indoor spiders. You just killed it. You just put it, if I just put a cup over you and dropped you on the moon, you wouldn't be like, oh, thanks, I feel better now. You'd fucking die there.
The atmosphere outside of your house is not that much different.
Well, the temperature is hugely different. It's going to be much colder overnight. Plus, you built your house and all of the surroundings in one room, and then you just got put in a field. It's okay, so it's not the moon, but if I just dropped you in the woods, you wouldn't be like, oh, I love the woods. You'd be like, man, I'm going to die out here tonight. I don't know how to catch food here.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better because everyone always gets mad at me for saying I like spiders killed because I like to send them straight back to hell where they came from. But I don't like to do the killing, not because I feel bad for it, but because it grosses me out.
It's gross, yeah.
So I have to get somebody else to kill it for me.
And then they're going to want it, they're in Portland, so they're nice people, so they're going to want to take it outside, and you can just let them know, they are also killing that spider. They're just doing it slowly.
So it's just like, why don't you just...
You're just killing it outside.
Kill it. Just make sure it's dead.
I mean, this is because I met an arachnologist, a spider scientist
terrible.
at a party one time, and she told me that. And I was like, so I can...
she really knew what she was talking about.
Yeah, no, this is for real. And she was like, I was like, cool, then I'll just kill them. And she was really upset. She's like, no, you're not going to kill them. These are my babies.
She's like, that just ensures that they
die.
die.
Either way, you're killing it. No, she said you're just supposed to, like...
peacefully
tip your hat at it and peacefully coexist. That's what she wanted. I'm like, well, if they wanted that, they shouldn't have been fucking spiders.
Well, and the thing is, what I always think about is like, if that spider was big, that spider does not give a fuck about you. If it was bigger than us, it would trap us and eat us. Like that's what they do.
That is true, but also if your cat was bigger, it would eat you for sure. So that's not
my cat is my best friend.
Yeah, you're the person who is torturing your cat, who captured it, took away its claws, made it live on milk or whatever.
I did not declaw her. I'm not a monster.
Okay, good. But
and I don't feed her milk. Cats can't digest milk.
I don't know. I got confused. The point is, I was like on that riff and it got away from me.
Yeah.
But the point is, your cat would like to do a lot of things and you won't let it. Your cat just wants to go kill birds and you keep it inside.
Yeah. That's true.
So when you die, it'll take 15 minutes before your cat eats your eyeballs.
I would gladly give my eyeballs to my cat. She can have them, and she knows it.
Okay, but that's not how best friends behave.
Yeah, well, I would eat my best friend's eyes too.
No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
Because that is gross.
And I'd eat your eyes. She listens to this show.
And she would let you.
She'll hear it about 2 months after that episode comes out. Life will catch up to her.
Well, still, if you didn't love spiders at home, then now that's a sad animal fact for you. But if you hate spiders, positive fact, you're actually doing better in the war against spiders than you think.
Great.
I don't like spiders, but I don't like mosquitoes or flies or any like that either. So it's like almost an enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. Spiders are on our team fighting the moths.
Yeah, I want to see it like that, but I just don't.
Yeah, I'm with you. they creep me out, but I like it's like a respectful creep me out.
What's weird is I think crabs are cute.
I like crabs. Crabs are great.
Me too. I had hermit crabs growing up.
Oh,
I can't do spiders. I don't know why.
Well, they're not the same.
No, they're not. But they're similar.
I mean, kind of.
And crabs are delicious. I have never eaten a spider on purpose. I know some
you've eaten a lot of spiders on accident, but...
No, that's a myth.
No, not while you're sleeping. Like, have you ever had hot dogs or sausage or hamburger or... You eat all kinds of spiders. You don't think spiders are falling into the vats of meat at your packaging facilities?
I don't eat those things very much, actually. Okay. I eat a lot of chicken, though.
Well, then you're just eating chicken feces, but you're not eating a lot of spider. But if you get, a hot dog is like 60% spider, and then it's like,
not true.
Yeah, and then it's like 10% pig anus, and then
that's the good
like
stuff.
A little bit of like beaver face, and that's it. It's just that.
Those things I'm fine with.
But then spices, and a lot of spices.
A lot of spice.
But no, there is. I do believe this. You might smell this. This might be a fake animal fact, but I believe this to be true, which is that the FDA has a maximum number of spider parts allowed in certain foods. There's a legal limit on how many spider parts you can have in food. I think.
That's weird.
Don't Google it.
I won't.
If I'm wrong, don't tell me. But because I like this world I want to live in.
This fact.
I do.
This is something that would ruin you if you knew it wasn't true.
I don't eat meat, and so I like the idea that you're eating spiders, and that's your punishment.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of red meat. I definitely don't eat hot dogs very often. I don't remember the last time I ate a hot dog. I meal prep.
Yeah, of course you do.
I use... What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. You're kind of a nerd.
Yeah, well... So, chicken and shrimp I eat the most of, meat-wise.
Sure. Those, because they're like a whole thing, you're going to get less. But if you get anything processed meat, it's just going to be... It's going to be a bunch of rat tail.
Yeah, and those things are probably not even the most horrifying things that are in there.
Yeah, no, the worker who was cleaning the vat.
Like, he's in there.
He's in there, yeah. Yeah, somebody fell in while cleaning the tank, for sure. You're eating part of that.
Yeah, I have mafia drop-offs.
Yeah, definitely in a big meat grinder. Yeah. You're eating, you're not your friend's eyes, but other people's friends' eyes.
No, they haven't earned that privilege that I would respectfully eat their eyes. Okay.
Your cat looks at you like you're dinner, but you're too big to eat. That is 100. You think it's love. You're like looking at it with love, and it's looking at you as too big to dinner. That's all you are.
Why do I think that's cute?
It's cute. You're right.
It's cute. She's
You're
just
right.
a little ferocious beast.
Yeah.
Great. So.
Oh, good crickets. That's a good
Oh yeah.
good additional Foley for this episode. If you can,
Yeah.
I hope at home you can hear our crickets.
You're probably eating crickets in hot dogs too.
Probably.
Not be shocked.
Oh yeah, definitely crickets. They might be doing that on purpose, like Snowpiercer.
Yeah, that's what gives it that little tangy bite.
Yeah.
Officers Row is located at the north end of the Fort Vancouver National Historic Site.
Yeah, the officers live better, it looks like.
Much better. It's made up of 21 Victorian mansions, which were originally used to house families of soldiers and officers who were stationed at Vancouver Barracks. When the Army moved out, these homes were not well taken care of and were referred to as, maybe you'll understand what this means, 21 white elephants nose to tail. I said whatever the fuck that means. It doesn't make any... 21 white elephants nose to tail is what they called the 21
Is it because there's 21 houses and they're white?
Yeah, but elephants?
I don't
nose
understand
to
the
tail?
elephants thing at all. I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
Yeah, listeners will write in correct,
the
but I don't
point-
understand it all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it means something and we're just fucking
Yeah.
dumb. But the point is, they were not well taken care of and they were pretty well dilapidated. But now, fortunately, the city of Vancouver owns these homes and they've been renovated and are now being rented out as townhouses and businesses. And they're listed on the national list of historic places.
So people are just living in these right now?
Some of them, and some of them are businesses.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
It is thought that several of the homes on Officers Row were built atop colonial grave sites. For this reason, many believe some of these homes to be haunted.
Wait, colonial gravesites? So these are white people burial ground?
Yeah.
That's not haunted.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
No, people are like, oh, you built on an Indian burial ground. That's going to
yeah.
be creepy and haunted. But no one's like, oh, you built on top of some dead white people.
Well, but then there's that thing of like the little boy in like the colonial style clothing that is in a lot of
Yeah, I guess that's true. But he like died in the house. He didn't build on the graveyard. Like a white people burial ground just sounds like the least dangerous haunting you've ever had.
Like they're not in a gang, but like they're still gonna.
No, they're just like.
Maybe be a
I mean,
little
like
perturbed.
because if you built on like a native burial ground, they would have some vengeance that they were trying to seek. But
Yeah.
like colonial settlers
just
here,
wanna call the
they're not
manager.
mad. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
they want to call the manager. They just want to complain their food's not right.
Yeah.
They just. These are just gonna be
like,
some.
I
They're
can't eat
snobby.
gluten.
Yeah. Eat gluten-free ghosts. Yeah, build on an ancient white people burial ground. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, that's how they must have felt too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
So the mansions thought to be haunted on Officers Row are now either businesses or privately owned homes.
Mm-hmm.
One is 850 Officers Row, now the Wendermere Real Estate and Stellar Group.
Oh.
Another is 11
Haunted real estate house that is presumably selling only haunted real estate?
No, I think it's one of the few haunted places. They probably try to keep that quiet.
But they are real estate agents.
Yeah.
So they should and they live in a haunted house. They should
Did
specialize
you know
in haunted.
in Louisiana, they have to say if a house is haunted?
What do you mean have to say if it's haunted?
It's like...
You mean like the
it's like
government is
a
going to
law.
certify that it's haunted?
There's literally, you can look up signs that houses will be for sale, and it'll say haunted or not haunted.
But, okay. This is going to be controversial among your audience, probably.
Great.
But since that's not real, how can the government mandate you say it? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I know.
Because then there would have to be some government test for
Like
whether something is
regulation?
haunted. Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they determine if it's haunted. But there are signs in the French Quarter in Louisiana. This
Sure,
is true.
but you can put whatever you want on a sign. That doesn't mean the government required you to say that.
No, they're required to say if it's haunted or not
Yeah,
haunted.
I don't believe it. I feel
Google it.
Well, sure. I'm gonna Snopes it is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna find out
Don't
this is
tell
not
me
true.
if I'm wrong.
That's the spirit.
That's the what?
Oh, okay, all right. We were having so much fun.
This is what I do.
There just can't be a government regulation that you have to announce whether a thing is.
know.
It's like if you're selling a car, you're required to say if it's magic. Like it doesn't. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that really ups the retail value if it's magic.
I was gonna buy it, but the car is magic.
No, wouldn't that make you want it more? more?
Does this bed have monsters under it? You have to let us know before you sell it.
Because then it's worth a lot more in some markets.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Okay, it is a thing.
That's the thing that a tour guide lied to you about. Is what that
it's
is.
a real thing.
Yeah,
I saw it on the internet.
Yeah.
I really want to go. Awesome. Another is 1101 Officers Row, now the Grant House Art Center and Cafe. Closed on Mondays.
Oh,
but
God
I was going
damn
to
it.
suggest we check that place out.
We should have.
Yeah.
Who closes shit on Mondays?
A lot of places,
If
evidently.
this is not a small town.
No.
Stuff should be open. I mean, Vancouver, but like stuff.
Yeah.
We want to do it to a taco place, and it was closed Monday, which is just heartless.
Right? It is.
Do people not eat tacos on Monday?
I eat tacos any day.
Yes.
That's
well, you
not
don't.
true.
You eat a burrito bowl.
Without rice.
You liar.
Okay, so and then the other one is 903 Officers Row. Is said to be haunted too, but it's now Morgan Financial. Which is
Boring
probably
ass haunted
spookier.
place.
Yeah, money. The living occupying these 3 mysterious mansions on Officers Row are said to have experienced some pretty classic examples of hauntings. Unexplained cold spots, hearing footsteps when nobody's there, being touched by unseen hands. They've noticed doors opening and closing inexplicably and have heard unplugged telephones ringing somehow by themselves.
Unexplained cold spots just means that the person who reported it was going through menopause, right?
Yes.
This is just a normal human thing, and you're mistaking
I've never had, because I have had spots where they're suddenly colder, and then you realize, like, oh, I'm under a vent.
the air conditioning unit? Yeah, it's weird how cold that is.
Yeah.
Mysteriously.
Yeah. I think a lot of hauntings are really the power of suggestion.
Okay, but if it was mysterious warm spot, then we would all know what that is. That would mean a ghost peed there.
Yes, and then it goes through the air like you're
Yeah,
underwater.
just like you're underwater. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you actually know it's a ghost. It shouldn't be like everywhere else should be
Or
mysteriously
maybe
cold.
ghost pee is cold, and that's what that means. That's why you find.
Exactly right.
That's what it is. You get a mysterious cold
solved
spot, and it's because a ghost peed there.
Yeah. Okay, solved. The Grant House Art Center and Cafe is especially interesting to me. The mansion was the first commanding officer's quarters. Ulysses S. Grant was stationed here as quartermaster in the 1850s before the home was built, and well before he became the President of the United States. He never lived in that home, but he did visit many times, first as a general and later as a 2-term President of the United States. The home was renamed in his honor.
That's not so much a haunting as just like a celebrity sighting.
Yes.
Okay.
That was just a name I had to
Just a
drop.
fun fact, I get. Yeah.
So the Grant House started out as a log cabin. Some of the original logs used in the making of the home are still visible throughout the house.
Sorry, there's a ghost airplane going overhead. I hope that's not ruining your recording.
Oh yeah, good thinking. I never think about those things.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's fine. It's just like, I don't want you to think that it was some sort of interdimensional plasma event.
Yeah.
It's just a regular ass airplane.
happening.
Yeah. This whole site is haunted by a flight path.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, there's still some of the original logs visible throughout the house, which I wish it was open because it would be so cool to like go in and see what.
It's just, instead of this being about haunting, it's like just like a tourist's guide to like, what a nice part of this nice
that's
house.
How all my episodes are. It's
It just sounds like you want to go look around at this house.
I do. Yeah, that's the show. So I tell the history of a haunted place.
Yeah.
And then I also talk about the urban legends surrounding that place.
Okay, yeah.
But if you want to do like ghost hunting, we can go through the bottom
No.
basement of the
I would be so disappointed in how that would end up. I mean, if you want to break into that hospital, you are welcome to. I'm not going to do that. I'm lawful good.
Okay, yeah. Because, like, you don't want to get arrested.
I do not. I have no interest in that.
Okay,
I do want to get arrested at some point, but not for this, and not right now.
Just, like, drive drunk.
No, like I don't want to get arrested for that either. I want to get arrested for something cool. I want to get arrested
You don't
for
think
like
breaking into an abandoned hospital that's supposed to be haunted would
okay,
be a cool reason to
slightly
get
cool.
arrested?
That's slightly cool. No, I mean like I wanted to be like.
You want to like sell weed to kids or something? Like
No, why do you think that's cool? No, I want to get
I
arrested.
just want to know what you think is. Cool.
I want to get arrested for like there's like a protest happening and a police officer is about to like punch a kid and I like stop him and then I get arrested. That would be cool. I want for doing something rad.
Yeah. That's not plausible. Like, why is the cop punching a kid?
Because it's a protest. It happens all the time.
They do throw Did you see that thing before? And the guy threw like what was it?
A tear gas canister?
Tear gas thing
Yeah.
that that guy almost died.
Yeah, so if that tear gas canister was about to hit a kid and I swatted
Caught it.
away,
Yeah.
and then so I saved the kid's life, but then by knocking it back into the cops, they find me to be a threat and they were to arrest me. That would be cool. I want to be arrested for something where when people ask you, the more you tell them, they're like, "Oh, Jesus, you're the best."
You're a hero.
Yeah, I want to be arrested.
So you want to be like the hero vigilante. You want to be like the Batman, basically.
No, I don't want to do anything seriously. I don't want to do anything, and I don't want to go hurt people. I just want to have a really good arrest story where I was
and so I don't
hero.
understand why you don't want to break in to that abandoned hospital right now, because it sounds this
cool.
is a bucket list item for you that we kind of need to accomplish.
I don't want my arrest to be on a ghost hunting podcast.
That's not what this is. This is a history podcast.
Even worse. I'm I got arrested. Just not for a podcast. If it was for a TV show, I would break in.
Are you fucking kidding? All right, I'll get back to you if I get the TV show.
When you get a TV show, and then I will go break into someplace for sure.
Yeah, and I'll be like, it was his idea. He's a hero.
I want to get arrested in a foreign country sometime where they're
that's easy.
Yeah, that I would be into.
Yeah. They will just frame you in a foreign country, and you will not want to be arrested.
Well, no, but then I want to be filming a movie in a foreign country, and then I get arrested, and the producers show up and just bribe the cops, and then I get to leave. That's what I want.
So that works.
Yeah.
Okay, that would work. That makes sense.
Yeah, these are good arrest stories. That one's not a hero one. That's more just a rich person thing to do.
And you're just hey, I'm rich. I love them all.
And then they let me go.
Yeah, that would be a cool story. The Grant house started out as a log cabin, and I said that.
Yeah.
It eventually, this is where the veranda comes in. It eventually became a mansion with a covered veranda, stretching all the way around the outside, covering both the first and second floor.
Oh.
I didn't know what a veranda was. What the fuck is it?
It's kind of like a porch.
Okay, well,
maybe it's a 2-story porch. Yeah, it sounds like
a nice little covered porch.
Yeah.
Great.
These are rich people things.
Okay, yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for your help.
Allow me.
It's rumored that... How big is your veranda, by the way? How many floors does it cover?
I keep a veranda in my summer home.
Oh,
but
in Italy?
In Italy, yes. But my normal place, we're undercover here, so it's more modest.
Okay, a little more. I understand. Okay. It's rumored that the house served as a brothel at some point.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. For a while, the house was a museum until the early 80s.
I forgot to ask this. Are you going to introduce me at some point?
No, I introduced you before the
you do a separate recording. Okay, great.
I do an intro and an outro.
Because if they were an hour into this, I'm who the fuck is this rich guy that you got on?
He's so fucking rich.
Why'd you bring on a rich guy for no reason? Yeah, get back into the brothel now.
Okay, wonderful.
Haunted brothel? Ghost brothel?
Yes. Lots of slutty ghosts. It's now a thriving
That
restaurant.
is judgmental.
You're right. I really have nothing against
Professional
sex
worker ghost.
No, I feel free to do that. That's fine. It is now a thriving restaurant with live music on the patio every Thursday night. Space to book for private events. Sounds right up your alley.
I like it.
And celebrated family-style 3-course farm-to-table Sunday suppers with reservations required at $50 a plate. Petty cash.
Well, $50 for a prefix meal is not that crazy.
I mean, 3 courses.
Yeah.
Farm-to-table.
3 courses is not much. Is one of those a dessert
soup,
course?
Salad, and
yeah, that
meal?
could just be soup, salad, and a main, and then you're not even getting dessert? That's bullshit.
I'm sure there's dessert.
Then it's a 4-course dinner. Or if it's 3 courses and there's a dessert.
Nobody wants the soup. Salad, dinner.
Salad,
dessert.
main, and then dessert. That's an okay 3-course.
Yeah.
What if it wasn't? What if it was the 3 courses were dessert, midnight snack, late brunch? What if they were not traditional courses?
That's a good idea.
3rd course is the breakfast course, and that's where we all have pancakes. I don't know.
That's not good for the last thing you eat after all that. You don't want pancakes.
Well, you don't want to do pancakes first. They're too heavy.
But you have dessert first. Or you could do a fruit tart or something And then, what's your midnight snack? Like chips and cheese?
Yeah. It's got to be something that's like thrown together.
A bag of Doritos
with ranch.
Served.
Yeah.
Cooler ranch Doritos.
But with an actual ranch dipping sauce. Because you're like, it's not cool enough or ranch enough. And so I ranch it up.
Oh, God. That's terrible. Like, drunk snacks. They're like, you'll find, like, microwaved corn dogs.
Sure. And some spiders. Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly. But only 60% spiders.
Up to 60% spiders. It depends.
As FDA approves.
Yeah, that's for the good ones.
Yeah. Well,
the bad ones do a little extra.
Farm to table.
They were farming these corn dogs themselves.
In spiders. There is a resident ghost at the Grant house who goes by the name Sully.
A resident ghost?
Yes. Sully likes to supervise the restaurant. This ghost is so well known at the Grant house that they have information posted about him on the wall. It's very possible that this is the spirit of General Alfred Sully, who died in 1879 at Fort Vancouver.
Great. Now he runs a restaurant?
Yeah.
He's a manager at 180? This is not a great job.
Well, I don't know. That's
Okay.
just what he does.
You'd think he'd been promoted.
He also drinks the coffee, it said. I didn't write that in my notes, but it was like the coffee
Ghost
would
coffee?
mysteriously go away. That's why he's peeing and there's all this.
Yeah, no, the ghost pee. Yeah, they're drinking too much ghost coffee. It does seem like there are other solutions to that one. Again, this is not like all about being skeptical, but it's possible that someone is just stealing coffee.
But what if it's Sully?
It could be Sully, for sure. Also, it could be a person who likes coffee. They're just sometimes the simpler solution.
Coffee. I get it.
Yeah.
There may be another ghost at the Grant house as well.
Oh, good. So Sully is not bored.
A hostess told a story about working here one night when she saw a young boy in a suit sitting quietly in the waiting area. After noticing he'd been sitting there politely for a while, she asked her coworker who the young boy was, to which her coworker replied, "What boy?"
That's good.
Yeah.
I was a ghost once in high school.
You were?
Yeah.
How was that?
A friend.
Texting a girl back.
I don't know if this tells you that this dates me, but I'm pre-ghosting. I'm old enough that I remember a time before ghosting.
Well, you're just not calling someone.
You just
back.
break up.
Yeah.
No, I was a high school ghost for a little while. When I was in high school, I had a key to the master key to the whole building, and so I could go into any room.
How'd you get that?
A friend of mine worked for the computer lab, and they had a master key to go like update people's software. Ooh. And I borrowed it and made a copy and then gave it back.
Oh, nice.
And so I had a master key, and so I would like go make out with a girl in the band room, and then they'd be like, "There's a ghost! All the uniforms are in a different place."
Oh.
So and then once I was like, "Oh, they think there's a ghost," I will give them more ghost shit, and so I would do ghost shit.
That's the best.
There was a drama ghost for a while, which is because like I would go like. Turn all the chairs 90 degrees and then leave. And she'd be like, "I don't know, I came in and there was a ghost." It was great.
That's awesome.
And I would take some coffee.
Yeah, you have to. That's a ghost rule. There is a private residence on Officers Row known as Admiral Paul Nelson Mansion.
Okay.
I'm not sure why these days are of particular importance, but a local newspaper did report that on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, Saturday through Tuesday, blood can be seen dripping from the walls, and the grass in the front yard keeps dying, then coming back to a thriving green color.
Huh.
Like the ghosts are putting on a show.
Or like they just don't water regularly.
But the blood.
Yeah, no, the blood is a better. Like, that's what I'm saying is why would this is my point.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm being skeptical. It's that like, why would you attribute coffee and your grass to ghosts when there's fucking blood in the walls?
Yeah,
you have the bloody wall. Why are you distracting me with this grass bullshit?
If I had blood coming down my walls, I would just be like so stoked. I would be
really?
like,
Oh, I guess you do work in the blood field.
Yeah.
I find blood to be a little gross, and so I would not be into that.
Are you one of those people that can't see blood because you'll get like queasy?
No, I won't get. I mean, like if the wall was bleeding, I'd be fucking queasy. But I don't think I'm weird. I think that's a normal. I'd be like, oh, this is super unsafe. There are pathogens.
Yeah.
If the blood was,
you're like, I hope it's not HIV positive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get any of the forms of hepatitis. So if the wall is bleeding, I am not going to touch it.
Yeah, I have all my vaccines, and I'm up to date, so we're good.
Good. Okay. Well, you touch it then, because you're in the blood business.
Well, I mean, I still wear gloves.
Good. You should.
Yeah, most people, they'll, every time I go to draw their blood, they go, "I'm fine, I just can't look." Everybody says that.
Oh, really? I definitely look. If you're gonna,
I do too.
If
I
you're
want
gonna
to know when I'm getting poked.
If you're gonna put a thing into my body, I want to watch it.
Me too. I want to know when it's happening.
Yeah, but I'm just a bit of a germaphobe. So it's really not even that I hate blood. It's that I just like blood. I just would like to not get hepatitis, and so when there's blood, I am very cautious.
Yeah. You're not going to taste it to make sure it's blood or anything.
Yeah, if the wall is producing red Kool-Aid, I'll never know. I'm just going to assume it's blood and not touch it.
Yeah. And then call the police because maybe someone actually stashed a body.
Someone died in the wall. Yeah.
And
sure.
This could be a thing.
Yeah, I just think of all the things you've mentioned, the papers move around and then this wall is bleeding. Cut to the wall bleeding.
Oh yeah, but you gotta tell the whole story.
Well, not you. I mean, ghosthouses.com or whoever.
They gotta more walls should bleed. If
that's
any
the
ghosts
best
are listening
symptom.
right now,
Yeah.
Let's make more walls.
If you have the power, because ghosts don't have blood, so where are they getting the blood? They have to go borrow it from someplace?
I don't know.
Whatever you're doing, you have that kind of power or time. Do more elaborate, gross pranks. Don't kill the grass. No one gives a shit.
No one cares. Yeah, no one cares.
We could just be in a drought.
Yeah.
Don't steal the coffee.
In the same day, if it's going, I guess, I don't know.
Oh, that would be impressive. That would be a magic trick.
That's what happens.
In the same day?
Yeah. It'll go back and forth to brown to green.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't seen it.
Okay, that's a neat trick, but it's not creepy
I
like
the blood in the walls.
Yeah.
I agree. John McLaughlin was the first manager of the fort, managing this area for 22 years. He's
Never a
known
promotion.
as. Have you heard that name?
No. I just said never a promotion. It's just all these people who have to. That was back in the day when you worked to the same job forever.
Well, you did 100 different jobs because.
Well, that's true.
So he's known as the father of Oregon because he founded Oregon City while he was working for the Hudson Bay Company.
Right.
And they hated him because he was British. But he served as Oregon City's first mayor, physician, and coroner. So, yeah.
Well, that's a bad incentive to be a good doctor if you're also the coroner. You make money either way.
Yeah, but it's all work.
Yeah, but if you're trying to get rich, you're well, I don't care if because if you're a physician and all your patients die, you don't make a lot of money. But if you're a physician and all your patients die, but you're also the coroner, you're still getting rich.
Yeah, but off of who if you're killing all the people?
I guess you only kill people who have families.
You have to be smart about it.
Well, he's also a physician. He can choose.
And the mayor.
And the mayor.
Fuck it. It's said that his spirit can be seen.
This is really not worth it, but I've already started.
Okay.
I was getting new car insurance yesterday, and I was filling out the form, and they, under occupation on one of the websites, they're list 1 million jobs, and one of the jobs you could click on was mayor. And it just feels like there aren't enough mayors that you have to put that on the website.
Yeah.
But I guess if you were the mayor and you were every website has occupation on other, because no one ever says mayor, and here I am, mayor of Vancouver, I get nothing for it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
bad
true.
story, but I'm free associating.
No, it's true. So it's said that his spirit can be seen and heard walking up and down the halls of the house in which he once lived.
Okay, he's earned it.
Yeah. Yet another residence on Officers Row is said to be haunted by a spirit named Elizabeth. So this story...
Finally, some more ghost ladies.
Yeah, this one kind of sucks for this
This was real
guy.
a ghost sausage fest before this.
It really was. So one poor man lived in this home and had not one, but 2 dates ruined by this spirit.
This is a guy who sucks at dating so bad, he would rather claim a ghost fucked up his date so he doesn't have to tell him what really happened.
Well, that could be. But from what we know, in the first date, he left the room briefly and came back to see his date visibly shaken up. She told him that a ghost had entered the room and told her to leave. She was so terrified that she obeyed. On the second date...
that guy got ghosted. That's what happened.
He literally got ghosted. Yeah, twice. Because on the second date, the man again left the room, and when he returned, his date said that a ghostly apparition who identified herself as Elizabeth appeared to her and demanded that she stop drinking.
Oh. Well, that's nice of Elizabeth. She was trying to help.
Yeah, like one of the ghost hunters thought that Elizabeth died by like getting drunk and falling down the stairs or something, which is quite the assumption to jump to, I think.
No, I think it's very reasonable that he thinks she's on the side of good.
Yeah.
I mean, for a ghost hunter, that's the smartest thing they've ever said.
Yeah, probably.
I think, though, that this guy just, like, has real terrible breath or is, like, a racist or something where it's, like, halfway through a date, women are willing to say they saw a ghost to get away from this shitty day. Yeah.
Yeah. Or he just blames Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Elizabeth again.
Yeah, she's like, no, somebody told me not to drink. Do you get the message? And he's like, no, I'm fine. I've only had a couple.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, could be.
Again, the blood wall, that one's intense.
Yeah.
This is just your dates hate you.
Yeah, probably. Even the Fort Vancouver High School is said to be haunted.
Oh, good.
It's said that the school is plagued by a curse which claims the life of one victim each year. The rumor goes that since the construction of the building in the 1930s, the school has seen many tragedies, starting with a maintenance man who fell to his death while hanging a basketball hoop.
Wait, but a basketball hoop is like 10 feet.
Yeah, I mean, you can snap your neck from that.
I guess you
high
can.
up.
Or I guess you could be hanging it from the ceiling. All right, never mind.
It's like, why wouldn't you be standing on a ladder? Or maybe the ladder fell.
Yeah. No, I get it. That is too bad.
He's like Mission Impossible style.
He's rappelling down to hang a basketball hoop. That janitor, he died the way he lived, on the edge.
Yeah, that would be the best.
That janitor, that's a good death for a janitor.
Yeah, it is. I mean, wow.
He lived his life full throttle.
Went out with a bang. Okay. So, although the school moved to a new building sometime in the 1970s, it's said that the curse followed the school, still claiming the life of at least one student or staff member each year.
That's sad.
But I didn't verify that, so that could just be
also
bullshit.
that those aren't ghosts. It's just like it's just a sad thing.
That's a bummer. Yeah, but it's like, that's a curse.
No, curse. Yeah, curse is really interesting. Now, I'll talk curses all day. I believe in the curse. I think that's fun.
Yeah. I didn't actually verify it though, so it's probably bullshit. But I mean,
my high school that I went to, a kid died every year for like the first 10 years that it was open.
Really?
It turns out just bad. Like when you have enough kids, something bad is going to happen to somebody.
Yeah. I didn't check online. I'm sure kids died.
The school was relatively new, so it was like for the first 9 years or something that had happened.
Someone died every year.
Yeah, and then it was a couple of years off.
I don't remember if a kid died in the years I was at school. Probably. I went to a really big school.
Yeah, then probably because
the
odds are.
Because it's cursed.
Yeah, because you went to a big cursed school.
Yeah. Well, high school feels cursed for
It does. It really does. Yeah.
Other general hauntings have been reported in this area. For example, you're gonna love these.
I'm already into general hauntings. I think that's a great term.
Glowing mists.
Ooh, glowing mist?
That cannot be explained have been seen floating over the grounds.
Uh-huh.
In 1993...
Sunrise is what that's called.
No, they're glowing mists.
Yeah, but isn't a fog at sunrise that's glowing?
Kind of.
It can't be explained by people who have never seen the sun before.
Who is that?
Whoever's writing that. They're like, it's a glowing mist. It's just the sunrise, man.
In 1993, a Native American exorcism ritual was performed here with the intention of calming restless spirits. It's hard to say if it worked.
Because it's not real.
It didn't seem to cleanse the area of spirits, right? But it doesn't seem as though the spirits here are any real harm to the living.
Right.
So the living seem to coexist peacefully here with the dead. A local historian and author named Jeff Davis leads a Spirit Tales walking tour around Officers Row.
Of course he does.
Sounds like you would love it. Around Officers Row, the West Barracks, and the Military Hospital on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from June through October.
He runs it just during the bloody wall season.
Yeah, as long as the blood is on the wall, he's there.
Maybe that's why the blood is only on the wall those days, is because they
have an arrangement.
That's tourist season.
They Penn and Tellered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I got for you.
That is a mild spookiness.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how this whole show is. But I figure we can take a look. I wonder if that cafe is right there.
Sure.
I
mean, the one with the umbrellas outside on the veranda? Yeah, that's probably the cafe.
Veranda. I'm just learning all kinds of shit.
Haven't you listened to the Decemberists?
Yes.
They have that one song about the vast veranda.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's the only reason I know verandas, or the only time I hear about verandas is when they love saying old-timey words.
Yeah. I haven't listened to them since like high school.
Yeah, that's when this song would have been. But it was like, meet me on my vast veranda, something Miranda, probably. I don't remember. It's been a while.
I'll have to hear it. I'll probably recognize it if I hear it. So, that's the Grant House right there, the one with Sully.
With that name you dropped.
Yes.
President Ulysses S. Grant.
Heard of him?
So I was just hanging out and this guy came in. You might have heard of him, Ulysses S. Grant.
No big deal. Only a 2-term president.
Yeah. It seems like a nice little cafe.
I'd haunt the shit out of this place. Look at that veranda.
Yeah, this is a nice hauntable eatery.
Yeah, it is. It's so pretty.
I bet the coffee's good. Just go steal it.
I hope you had fun exploring Fort Vancouver with Alex and I. Be sure to check out Alex Falcone's podcast too. It's called Read It and Weep, a podcast about movies with a focus on weird, bad, and popular. Each month, they pick a theme and listeners get to vote on what movies they'll watch. If you haven't checked out our website yet, go take a look. You can find us at litdarkpodcast.com. That's LITDARK podcast. We post updates and have some cool merch available if you're into that. Hey, we're talking about wrapping up season 1 pretty soon here. Don't worry, there's still plenty more laughing to be done in the dark until that time comes. But we've been thinking about doing a wrap-up episode where I answer some frequently asked questions. If you have any questions you want answered on the show, go ahead and write in. You can contact us on our website at the Contact Us tab, or you can email us at litdarkpodcast@gmail.com. Send in your questions or just drop in to say hi. We love to hear from you. Special thanks for this episode goes to Sara Schneider, my manager, Jonathan Cooper, my graphic designer, Randall Lawrence, my producer, Nick Wilson at Bridge City Media and Design, Dan Stutzman for being you and all you do, Alex Falcone, my guest, and as always, a very special thank you to all of you for listening.